Parambuja Vedam Bhuja Suryoya Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Chaitanya Shashvata Shanto Vyomatito Niranjana Vindunada Kalatita Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Jnana Shakti Samarudha Tattvamala Vibhushitaha Mukti Mukti Pradatacha Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Aneka Janma Samprata Karma Bandha Vidahine Atmanyana Pradhanena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shoshanam Bhava Sindhusha Jnapanam Sara Sampada Guru Padorakam Samyak Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Na Guru Radhikam Tattvam Na Guru Radhikam Tapaha Tattva Jnana Param Nasti Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Manata Shri Jagannatha Madguru Shri Jagadguru Mamatma Sarva Bhutatma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Guru Radhiranadesha Guru Paramadevata Guru Bharataram Nasti Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhusha Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Tvavinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Vishwananda Hari Om. Om Swami Om Sri Vishwananda Hari Om. Gurudeva Satgurudeva Sri Vishwananda Hari Om. Gurudeva Satgurudeva Sri Vishwananda Hari Om. Om Swami Om Sri Vishwananda Hari Om. Om Swami Om Sri Vishwananda Hari Om. Yuga Yuga Avatara Swami 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 Sri Vishwananda Hari Om. Om Swami Om Sri Vishwananda Hari Om. Om Swami Om Sri Vishwananda Hari Om. Jaya 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 Gurudev. Jaya 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 Gurudev. Jaya 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 Gurudev. Jaya 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 Gurudev. Shri Vishwananda Jaya Gurudev. Shri Vishwananda Jaya Gurudev. Shri Vishwananda Jaya Gurudev. Shri Vishwananda Jaya Gurudev. Jaya 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 Gurudev. Shri Vishwananda Jaya Gurudev. Shri Vishwananda Jaya Gurudev. Shri Vishwananda Jaya Gurudev. Shri Vishwananda Jaya Gurudev. Jaya 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 Gurudev. Shri Vishwananda Jaya Gurudev. Shri Vishwananda Jaya Gurudev. Jaya 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 Gurudev. Om Avatara Shishaya Namaha. Om Vishamaya Namaha. Om Devakaya Samudyataya Namaha. Om Sukshmathanave Namaha, Om Chinmayaya Namaha, Om Gurumurtaye Namaha, Om Sundaraya Namaha, Om Sulochanaya Namaha, Om Sumukhaya Namaha, Om Charvasaya Namaha, Om Keshavaya Namaha, Om Padmabhujaya Namaha, Om Mandagamanaya Namaha, Om Charubharadharine Namaha, Om Ramaya Namaha, Om Mandirastapakaya Namaha, Om Shri Bhutabhrteshwarnath Namaha, Om Gayatri Ajvale Namaha, Om Alpanasikarakaya Namaha, Om Vishnu Pujakaya Namaha, Om Namo Narayanayati Mantrapasakaya Namaha, Om Swaramayaya Namaha, Om Madhurakantaya Namaha, Om Krishna Sankirtana Rupaya Namaha, Om Stotra Priyaya Namaha, Om Mitabhashine Namaha, Om Vagmine Namaha, Om Chitrakala Visharadhaya Namaha, Om Vratadharaya Namaha, Om Sadave Namaha, Om Jagatpantaya Namaha, Om Sarvalokayitaya Namaha, Om Bhakta Priyaya Namaha, Om Surdaya Namaha, Om Anukulaya Namaha, Om Niyaya Namaha, Om Sudarshanaya Namaha, Om Bhaktavatsalaya Namaha, Om Premamurtaye Namaha, Om Shubhekshanaya Namaha, Om Pritivardhanaya Namaha, Om Swastidayakaya Namaha, Om Tarakaya Namaha, Om Anugrahaya Namaha, Om Vardhanaya Namaha, Om Architaya Namaha, Om Artaya Namaha, Om Siddhipradaya Namaha, Om Janardhanaya Namaha, Om Manoharaya Namaha, Om Akshaya Namaha, Om Siddheshwaraya Namaha, Om Bhasmabhushitaya Namaha, Om Atmalingaya Namaha, Om Lingachana Prusakaya Namaha, Om Siddhi Saranaya Namaha, Om Madhavaya Namaha, Om Omkarapasakaya Namaha, Om Sukshmaya Namaha, Om Vishwakaya Namaha, Om Satvikaya Namaha, Om Samadarshine Namaha, Om Dakshaya Namaha, Om Ajityaya Namaha, Om Nirankaraya Namaha, Om Nirmohaya Namaha, Om Avyagraya Namaha, Om Chitakrudaya Namaha, Om Vinashilaya Namaha, Om Svavashaya Namaha, Om Kushalaya Namaha, Om Kshamaya Namaha, Om Satyadharmaya Namaha, Om Nirvikalpaya Namaha, Om Viraktaya Namaha, Om Atinkraya Namaha, Om Satyasandaya Namaha, Om Pavitraya Namaha, Om Madhurasvabhavaya Namaha, Om Suranandaya Namaha, Om Nandanaya Namaha, Om Prasanatmane Namaha, Om Bhaktanidaye Namaha, Om Sakshaye Namaha, Om Samatmaye Namaha, Om Sadayogine Namaha, Om Haraye Namaha, Om Sutapaya Namaha, Om Somyaya Namaha, Om Guhyaya Namaha, Om Vimuttatmaya Namaha, Om Gabhiraya Namaha, Om Guptaya Namaha, Om Atmalamaya Namaha, Om Srinivasaya Namaha, Om Devaya Namaha, Om Tithidharaya Namaha, Om Danyaya Namaha, Om Gurave Namaha, Om Duratikramaya Namaha, Om Gahanaya Namaha, Om Bhagavate Namaha, Om Harisharna Margadarshakaya Namaha, Om Kutastajagartakaya Namaha, Om Abhiprayaya Namaha, Om Sarvamata Samadhyaya Namaha, Om Kshamakata Bhavardakaya Namaha, Om Premataya Sri Vishwananda Swami Namaha. Ato Deva Avantuno Yato Vishnu Vichakrame Radhivya Sattadama Piri Itam
Vishnu Vichakrame Treta Nidati Padam Samundamasya Pragutsure Trini Pada Vichakrame Vishnu Govardhana Ato Dharmani Dharana
विष्णु कर्माणि पश्यत यतो वृतानि पस्पसे इन्द्रस्य युजस्सगा तद्विष्णो परमं पदगुं सदा पश्यन्ति सूर्याः देवेव चक्षुरा ततं तद्विप्रसो विपन्यवो जागृवागुं ससमिन्धते विष्णो यत्परमं पदम् गुरुदेवाय धीमहि तन्नो विश्वनन्दा प्रचोदयात्। ॐ प्रेमवताराय विद्महे सद्गुरुदेवाय धीमहि तन्नो विश्वनन्दा प्रचोदयात्। ॐ प्रेमवताराय विद्महे सद्गुरुदेवाय धीमहि तन्नो विश्वनन्दा प्रचोदयात्। वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समाप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ॐ श्री कृष्ण विष्णु मधुसूदन केतवाने नारायण अच्युत विक्रम चक्रपाणे तेजारि सजर श्रीधर वासुदेवा गोपाल कृष्ण हरये तव सुप्रभातम्। श्री रुक्मिणीश भवनाशाने मुरारे राधेश गोपीश स्वरूप बमारि वन्द्या श्री द्वारकाशय वैकुण्ठपते भुवनेकमूर्ते गोपाल देव हरये तव सुप्रभातम्। नीलाकृते कमलरूप वराहमूर्ते ते विक्रमाय गुहने बृहराम राम श्रीरामकृष्ण यदुनन्दन काकिरूप गोपाल कृष्ण हरये तव सुप्रभातम्। गोविन्द माधव मुकुन्द परापरेश दामोदराक्षर नन्द कदारिशोरि गोप गोपीजन समृत दीनबन्धो गोपी जनाप्रिय हरे तव सुप्रभातम्। क्षीराब्धिशायि भुजगारि प्रतापशायि Suprabhatam Shri Kashyapatri Sukanarada Gautamadi Brahma Shri Sangamani Sangavabharatesho Tishtanti Vaipyarana Darshana Bhagya Heto Gopala Shekharaye Tava Suprabhatam Mandara Jali Tulasira Ramale Katyahe Mayani Anjali Pute Samudaharanti Tishtanti Tvatpavadadara Tale Munendra Radha Manoharaye Tava Suprabhatam Vedatrayam Patati Gautama Kana Guya Gayanti Satguna Gano Varada Savaga Sankirtayanti Tava Nama Kada Visheshaha Shri Naradari Vishaya Tava Suprabhatam Govana Norarana Gopa Kishora Gopa Gopi Janaruta Suvesha Bhavati Pota Trilokya Mohana Sumangala Divya Deha Shri Rukmini Shavarana Tava Suprabhatam Shri Vatsachina Sharanagada Parijata Bhaktati Banjana Kripakara Dina Bandho Divyanta Gayati Jana Priya Divya Rupa Shri Nanda Gopatanaya Tava Suprabhatam Padmaksha Padma Mukha Padmadara Prameya Padmalaya Sarita Padma Nivasa Shori Padmopavati Surasvepita Para Padma Padmarinata Haraye Tava Suprabhatam Vringatale Viharanaya Mahendra Vanya Kanda Padarpanatinya Sudesha Rupa Chandrananaya Sira Chandana Lipna Deha Govinda Yaravare Tava Suprabhatam Shri Nanda Nandana Yashoda Kumara Dira Mayanga Dina Ravichona Supushpahara Nilambudashu Sharira Rama Vihara Gopala Deva Haraye Tava Suprabhatam Shri Vaishni Jambavati Satya Sugandhi Bhadra Shri Mitra Vinda Divasa Prabhu Putrika Dhyare Tishtanti Divya Bhavane Tava Sevanada Gopi Mana Priyaraye Tava Suprabhatam Shri Krishna Achyuta Ananta Mukunda Shori Radha Manohara Janardana Chakrapane Namani Divya Munayurani Sampadanti Rami Muhurta Samaye Tava Suprabhatam Shri Krishna Suprabhatam Ye Patanti Anisham Bhuri Kritam Papam Shri Krishna Gaitu Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchitananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karana Govinda Madi Purusham Tamam Bhajami Govinda Madi Purusham Tamam Bhajami Chintamani Prakara Sanma Sukalpa Viksha Lakshaviteshu Suravira Vipalayantam Lakshmi Sahasra Shata Samprabha Sevyamanam Govinda Madi Purusham Tamam Bhajami Govinda Madi Purusham Tamam Bhajami Venum Vananta Maravindya Daraya Taksham Bhavatam Sanasitam Buddha Sundarangam Pakotika Maniya Vishesha Shobham Govinda Mari Purusham Tamam Bhajami Govinda Shyamam Tribhangalalitam Niyataprakasham Govindamari Purusham Tamam Bhajami Govindamari Purusham Tamam Bhajami Angani Yasya Sakalendriya Vrittimanti Pashyanti Panti Kalayanti Chiram Jaganti Ananda Chinmaya Sarojvara Vigrahasya Govindamari Purusham Tamam Bhajami Govindamari Purusham Tamam Bhajami Advaitam Achyutam Anadim Anantarupam Adhyam Purana Purusham Navayovanam Cha Vedeshu Durlabham Adurlabham Atma Bhakto Govindamari Purusham Tamam Bhajami Govindamari Purusham Tamam Bhajami Pantastu Koti Shatavatsara Samprabhamyo Vayoratapi Manaso Muni Pungavanam Sopyasti Atra Padasinya Vichitya Katve Govindamari Purusham Tamam Bhajami Govindamari Purusham Tamam Bhajami Ekopya Sora Chayatum Jagananda Koti Jat Shakti Rasti Jagananda Chayaya Dantaha Adantarasta Paramanu Chayantarasta Govindamari Purusham Tamam Bhajami Govindamari Purusham Tamam Bhajami Yadbhava Bhavita Diyo Manujastateva Samprapya Rupa Mahimasa Nayana Musha Shukriyameva Nigama Pratidastu Vanti Govindamari Purusham Tamam Bhajami Govindamari Purusham Tamam Bhajami Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Pratipavitavis Tavirya Eva Nijarupataya Kalavihi Goloka Eva Nivasatya Kilatma Bhuto Govindamari Purusham Tamam Bhajami Govindamari Purusham Tamam Bhajami Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena Santasa Deva Hridayeshu Vilokayanti Yam Shama Sundarama Chintya Guna Swarupam Govindamari Purusham Tamam Bhajami Govindamari Purusham Tamam Bhajami Ramadi Murti Shukalani Amena Tishta Nanavataram Akarodhu Vaneshu Kintu Krishna Swayam Samabhavat Paramapumanyo Govindamari Purusham Tamam Bhajami Govindamari Purusham Tamam Bhajami Yasya Prabhata Bhavato Jagananda Koti Kotishva Shesha Vasurari Vibhuti Dina Kaprama Nishkaram Anantam Shesha Bhuta Govindamari Purusham Tamam Bhajami Govindamari Dvante pranama samaye saganadirajaha Vignan vihantu malamasya jagatrayasya Govindamadi purusham tamam vrajami Govindamadi purusham tamam vrajami Ati mahi gaganamam kumarudishasya Kalasta patma manasiti jagatrayani Yasmadhavanti vibhavanti vishanti amcha Govindamadi purusham tamam vrajami Govindamadi purusham tamam vrajami Yaschakshuresa samitan sakanagrahanam Raja samasta suramurti ashesha tejaha Yasrajnaya brahmati samrita kara chakro Govindamadi purusham tamam vrajami Govindamadi purusham tamam vrajami Dharmo tapapanichaya shrutayastapamsi Brahmadi kita padagavagayasya jivaha Yatha tamatra vibhava prakata prabhava Govindamadi purusham tamam vrajami Govindamadi purusham tamam vrajami Yastindra gopamadavendra mahosvakama Bandhanurupa paramajanamatadoti Karmani nirdati kintu chabhakti bhajam Govindamadi purusham tamam vrajami Govindamadi purusham tamam vrajami Yam krodha kama sahaja pranayadi vitri Vatsalya moha guru gaurava sevya bhavahe Sanchintya tasya salicintanu apurete Govindamadi purusham tamam vrajami Govindamadi purusham tamam vrajami Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachitananda Vigraha Anadirage Govinda Sarva Karana Karana Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami
Agnanatimirandasya gnanachanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jai Gurudev and good morning. We are on the Srimad Bhagavatam as usual in the morning, and this verse is from the Canto 6, chapter 16, verse 63. Edavanan eva manjari yogane punya buddhirihi svatam svaratmana yenyo yat paratmaika darshanam. And so before I go in the translation, I have to admit that often I'm not so satisfied with the translation, what is given. And luckily there are some Sanskrit words with at least one meaning with it. And when I go through the meaning itself, I feel there's much more depth than even in the translation given. And so it happened again with this word, because Sanskrit is, as we know, it's so universal, has so much depth. And the poor translation, what we have in our languages, English, but it would be in any language, I guess. So it's very important also to look at the Sanskrit words or the Sanskrit terms itself. So the translation given is human beings who try to reach the ultimate goal of life must expertly, this is Naipunya, observe the Supreme Absolute Person, Paramatma, and the living entity, which is the Atma, who are one in quality in their relationship as part and whole. This is the ultimate understanding, darshanam, it means, of life. There is no better truth than this. So I find this a very, very beautiful words. How important it is to observe the Supreme Person, to observe also Guruji, and not only in a obvious physical way, in a much higher sense. And that's why I think it's also important that we really look in the verses more in detail, what kind of terms they give. Because when I read the translation, I didn't understand much. And only by really taking these different Sanskrit terms, I understood more in depth what was meant. It's the relationship between Paramatma and Atma, between God and us humans. And this verse is part of the Canto 6, and the Canto 6 talks about the duties of us humans, of mankind. It's a very interesting chapter, I think. And there is this story from King Kshetraketu. This is the chapter, it's not only 16, it's also the chapter before. I think 3-4 chapters talk about the story of King Kshetraketu. And this story, I spoke about this in the past, and already at that time I was reading more in depth about it, because somehow I heard about it, but I forgot about it, and again I forgot about it. And by reading it, I thought, my goodness, how beautiful this story is from King Kshetraketu. So he was a very pious king, but he had also everything. He has all the luxuries, all the wealth. He had many wives. He had everything. He had the whole kingdom. He had even more than the kingdom. And there was an incident happening. And through this, he actually realized that this is not all in life. And he was blessed. So he was blessed with a mantra, and he started chanting this mantra. And actually, it's even he detached from his whole kingdom and from everything. A little bit like what Pamanjaya means, to detach from everything what we have. So he was happily living for a long time and enjoying his time. But one day he was flying. He had cities, so he was flying and in the sky. And he saw Shiva and Parvati. And Shiva and Parvati was embracing themselves. And he saw this, and he was disturbed by this. And it happened even that he judged the situation. He was already so much in his way of life, but by seeing this, he went into judgment. And so he was even saying bad things, and Shiva stayed very calm, but Shakti was offended. Parvati was offended, and she cursed him. So she cursed Kshetraketu, and in this way he dropped again from his, let's say from his punya, and. This situation was because he could not get the situation. He could not observe it well enough, or he was observing it, but he used judgment, and judgment in a human way. And because of this, he lost his punya and he dropped. And and after some time, I make the story a little bit short. It's about many chapters, as I said. He finally realized his mistake, and so he went and he forgave, or he asked for forgiveness And it was granted to him in this way. Also the punya came back, but he didn't fully ask for forgiveness. He didn't fully ask for pardon. That means he kept one part with him, one part of his mistake, one part of his fault he kept with him. And through this, he actually cleansed his final karma. And this was a great blessing for him, that he didn't even by realizing a mistake and saying I'm sorry for this, but he didn't fully ask for the whole forgiveness. Yeah, so this is the story in very short, and why I actually chose the verse is because I like the verse very much. This observing of Guruji, observing the Supreme Lord. For me, this is one of the most beautiful things we can do as devotees, to observe Him, what He's doing, how He's doing it, and to also relate it to us, to us as Atmas, to us as devotees, and to us in general, our relationship and so on. I can say for me, this is one of the most beautiful things I can do. To watch Guruji, to see the Leela, to listen to his talks, and then also to relate it to my own life. And what I wanted, the bridge I wanted to make now is that Guruji recently made a talk or satsang where he said the difference between self-analysis and introspection. Maybe really you remember this, where Guruji said that self-introspection is actually, this is spiritual suicide. We should only do self-analysis, but not self-introspection. This is really, he was really warning us. I found this very interesting. And as I have a therapeutic background, as I'm an art therapist, and we learn also, to do self-analysis in a structured way, or let's say in several ways, or you hear about methods, and even I don't agree with the methods, but you hear about it, you learn about it, you get familiar with it. And I was really thinking about this, what does he mean? Because self-introspection, when you hear that word, you don't consider this as something bad or something dangerous. And so you could even use it in one sentence. You can say, self-analysis, introspection is good for your spiritual growth. You could easily say this, but Guruji makes here a clear distinction. And as I said, as a with my therapeutic background, I was checking online. What does self-introspection actually mean? And there was an explanation of going even more depth to the core of the problems, is analytic. It's, you use psychological methods and so on. So in a way, it indicates it's much more analytic than just self-analysis. You have like the deeds, this and that, and So it's a little bit less in depth. But still, I was not so satisfied with this, and I was reflecting this because I thought there is a really strong message. And then it reminds me of a situation which I had many years ago, and I shared it already, but I thought this is actually the best story which fits to this. So many years ago, maybe it was 8-9 years ago, it was the time where I was still around Guruji very often. He asked me many things, he called me for things and so on. And one day, he called me, and we were in his room, and then he suddenly said, Dakshini, I think you should go to a psychiatric person, to a psychiatric. I think you should do this. And I looked at him, and didn't take it so serious, to be honest. I even laughed. I had a smile on my face, and then maybe I thought everybody needs this or something like this, but I didn't take it so personal in that moment. And and then he went on with something practical, and I went in my room, and then I thought, but he told me, it's Adesh. He told me I should go to a psychiatric. And then I thought, this thought became very scary for me, super scary, because many, many years ago, I had to go to a psychiatric person because I needed to have a signature to be able to go to a psychologist. And this I had to do because it was part of my study. I studied therapeutic, art therapist, and one part of the study is that we had to go to a psychologist, or we had to do group therapy, or we had to do something, and for many hours. So they said, if you have not looked inside of yourself, you are not able to be a therapist, which makes sense. It's very obvious. So I was deciding, actually, why not? Why not going to a psychologist? And it's always good. I was very young. I was 25 or something, or 26. So I thought, actually, I like that idea. So, but for this, I had to go to psychiatric. And the psychiatric person, it was for me a disaster. Absolute disaster. Because I had to, in 5 sentences, say what is wrong with me to get a signature. It was more than scary, I tell you. And I tell you, even more scary was his answer. I felt a little bit traumatized from that incident, but I got my signature. So I went to a lady. She was a very nice lady, a psychologist. And I even told her about this incident. It was, So I knew what it is. So reflecting about this situation, I thought, could you really want to do that? I do this again after so many years. What does he mean? So I thought, I need to ask him again. This is something I need to ask him again. So I went and asked Guruji, are you serious? Are you really serious? Do you want to go me to a psychiatric? And then he said, like very casually, yes, I want you. You have some patterns which are not so nice. That's it. And then I was okay. And I thought, okay, it's true. I have some patterns which are not so nice. I have some patterns which I don't like so much with myself also. It's true. But it was Adesh. I had to do it. So I thought, this time I had a different plan. I thought, okay, I will find out where I get the signature in an easier way, that I don't need, that I can avoid this traumatic experience. And because, psychiatrics are super, super analytic. I don't try not to judge, but it's just, those who have experience with this, it's very much mind-based. It's not the heart. Nobody talks really about the heart. It's really like very much you go in the depth of each of your corners, and you take things out which whatever. Even from old lives, it could be. But it's not heart-based at all. And maybe that was also my shock at that moment. Okay, so I found actually a very nice lady, and I even knew her personally a little bit, and I had a good feeling. And I thought, okay, I will go this. And she was able to give a signature that it's paid through the insurance. It's about the health insurance, that it's paid and not paid. This is why you need this signature. So I start going to her, and it was a very lovely lady, very lovely. Locally, I love to go there. And I thought, I start feeling comfortable with the situation. I thought, thank you, Guruji. So once in a while, I was out of the ashram, and I met this lovely lady, and I spoke about Guruji the whole time. I told her about Guruji. I had the feeling maybe this person is called, and maybe I should just tell her about Guruji and all this. So, as I said, I started feeling very comfortable. And then something happened in the ashram with a person. And it was very unpleasant for me. Just to give an idea, this person is not even around anymore, but it was highly unpleasant. And I thought, what do I do now with this? And then it happened that I told her about this situation. And she was looking at me, and she didn't say much. And I know this is now another level. It was another level what I was talking about. It was not about Guruji, who is Guruji, and giving her books to read and this and that. It was another level. It was where I went deeper. And after this, I said my points, but then when I went back, a few days afterwards, Guruji called me, and then he said, "So, are you healed now?" And then I said, the psychologist said I need 250 hours or something. That's what she told me. To make a change, that we do a change, it needs 250 hours of analysis, introspection, whatever. And I told him this with a smile on my face. And because I knew that he knows that I start enjoying the situation. And then he said, he started laughing. He started laughing. 250 hours, 250. So he was like really bursting into laughter like this. And then he said to me, "You don't need to go there anymore. Finish." He never ever mentioned the subject anymore. It was like a chapter was closed. So now, thinking about what Guruji said with the self-analysis and the self-introspection, I thought, actually, I know what Guruji means. Self-analysis is you have a respect for yourself, and you have a respect for the surrounding, and you have a respect for the things which happen to you, and also you do this, it's like your heart is still with the analysis. Yeah, it's not only mind-based. But when you do self-introspection, let's say you can, of course, debate on the word itself and the meaning and so on. I just want to share how I see it and how I feel Guruji explains it. Is when you only use your mind, you go in the depth of what your mother did, what your father did, what they didn't do, what your brother, your sister, your colleagues, and so on. And it doesn't lead anywhere. But on the other hand, it can even destroy things because you go into negativity. You go into negativity of the situations. Nobody is perfect. Our mothers were not perfect. Our fathers were not perfect. We all know. That's what Guruji is teaching. God is the only one. God, Divine Mother is our mother. The God Father, He is our Father, not our parents. They are limited. They are just helping us to grow up until we are ready. And when we are strong enough, we detach. We detach from family. We detach from everything what happened, because it's anyway only karma. Yeah, it's only karma. It's not. It doesn't even has to do anything much with the experience we had from our lives before. It's just we need to take responsibility, but it's not helping to go in depth. And I tell you, all over the years, many people come and many go. We all know. And because it's not so easy, the spiritual path. And there was several therapists, which I know a little bit better because I thought they're quite good. No, when you talk with them, you feel they're well educated, they know their stuff, and they are good in giving advices and so on. We had several, there were several, but most of them cannot really make the switch of letting this, what is the past, and the present, and to keep it on a level of self-analysis that we go on for the next step without staying with the negativity of situation of the past. This is really spiritual suicide. And I really honestly feel, and I have the experience what Guruji meant, and that's why he asked me to stop, because I started going into self-introspection, and it was, and I felt even that day my mood was different. My mood was different to the mood before. And he stopped it immediately because he knew the danger in which it is leading. Still, I was wondering what was all this. It was a lila, and for many years I even didn't talk about it because I didn't want to share that Guruji thought I'm a bit cuckoo. But I would say we're all a bit cuckoo from time to time. We have our patterns, and now I feel really I can share this in a very reflected way. And it's not scary to me anymore. Even I have the feeling now I can share it, that everybody can also profit from this. Jai Gurudev.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya.
Narasimha Madim Sharanam Prapadye.
Tavakara Kamalavare Nakha Madhuta Shingam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringam Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Tavakara Kamalavare Nakha Madhuta Shingam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringam Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Narsinghadev 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 Jaya Narsinghadev Jaya Narsinghadev 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 Jaya Narsinghadev Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Bhakta Swarupa Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Bhakta Swarupa Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev Sri Vishwananda Gurudev 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 Sri Vishwananda Gurudev Sri Vishwananda Gurudev 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 Sri Vishwananda Gurudev 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 Sri Vishwananda Gurudev Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me Yatindraya Karunakaraya Mangala Mangala Me Yatindraya Karunakaraya Mangala Mangala Me Prapati Dhalmekarataya Mangala Mangala Me Prapati Dhalmekarataya Mangala Mangala Me Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala कैङ्कर्यरताय मङ्गल मङ्गल मे रङ्गेश कैङ्कर्यरताय मङ्गल मङ्गल मे मननताय धरणीधराय मङ्गल मङ्गल मे मननताय धरणीधराय मङ्गल मङ्गल मे रामानुज रामानुज मङ्गल मङ्गल मे यतिराज रामानुज मङ्गल मङ्गल मे रामानुज रामानुज मङ्गल मङ्गल मे यतिराज रामानुज मङ्गल मङ्गल मे मङ्गल मङ्गल मे ॐ जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे भक्त जनों के संकट दास जनों के संकट जनमी दूर करे ओम जय जगदीश हरे जो ध्यावे फल पावे दुख बिन से मन का स्वामी दुख बिन से मन का सुख संपत्ति गरावे सुख संपत्ति गरावे कष्ट मिटे तन का ओम जय जगदीश हरे माता पिता तुम मेरे शरण गाँव में किसकी स्वामी शरण गाँव में किसकी तुम बिना और न दूजा तुम बिना और न दूजा हस्त करुण में किसकी ओम जय जगदीश हरे तुम पूर्ण परमात्मा तुम अंतरयामी स्वामी तुम अंतरयामी पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर तुम सबके स्वामी ओम जय जगदीश हरे तुम करुणा के सागर तुम पालन करता स्वामी तुम पालन करता मैं सेवक तुम स्वामी मैं सेवक तुम स्वामी कृपा करो भरता ओम जय जगदीश हरे तुम हो एक गोचर सबके प्राणपति स्वामी सबके प्राणपति किसा भी मिलो दयामय किसा भी मिलो कृपामय तुमको मैं कुमति ओम जय जगदीश हरे दीन बंधु हरता तुम रक्षक मेरे स्वामी तुम रक्षक मेरे करुणा हाथ बढ़ाओ चरण परा तेरे ओम जय जगदीश हरे विषय विकार मिथ्याओ पापरो देवा स्वामी पापरो देवा श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ श्रद्धा प्रेम बढ़ाओ संतन की सेवा ओम जय जगदीश हरे तन मन धन सब है तेरा स्वामी सब कुछ है तेरा स्वामी सब कुछ है तेरा तेरा तुझको अर्पण तेरा तुझको अर्पण क्या लागे मेरा ओम जय जगदीश हरे ओम जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे भक्त जनों के संकट दास जनों के संकट क्षण में दूर करे ओम जय जगदीश हरे मन चाकर राखो जी गिरधारी लाला चाकर राखो जी गिरधारी लाला चाकर राखो जी गिरधारी लाला चाकर राखो जी मन चाकर राखो जी गिरधारी लाला चाकर राखो जी गिरधारी लाला चाकर राखो जी गिरधारी लाला चाकर राखो जी ओ चाकर राखो चाकर राखो जी chakra ko ji, mane chakra rakho ji, Gidari lala chakra ko ji, Shama mane chakra ko ji, Gidari lala chakra ko ji, Govinda mane chakra rakho ji, Gidari lala chakra ko 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 ji. Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva, tvameva bandhusha sakha tvameva, tvameva vidya dravinam tvameva, tvameva sarvam mama deva deva, tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. Asato ma satgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityurma amritangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Hari Om.
Vikbhuti Lakshmi Narayan Bhagavan ki, Sri Bhutabhrteshwarnath Bhagavan ki, Shri Radha Krishna Kanhaiya ki, Shri Mamata Kriya Bhavaji ki, Shri Ramanujacharya ki, Vemprabodha Satgurudeva Sri Swami Vishwananda Mahaprabhu ki.
Om Krishnaya Govindaya Gopi Janamanavaya Paraya Paramapurushaya Parakarma Mantra Yantra Tantra Oshadastri Shastrani Samhara Samhara Mrityu Mochai Mochai. Om Namo Bhagavate Masudarshanaya Dite Jvala Pritaya Savadek Shobha Humpat Parashme Parabrahmane Paramjyotishe Swaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Hari Om.
Jai Jai